Hi, welcome to LARP-Crafts. Regularly we would be doing this show with Niklas, but Niklas is of course a male nurse. He does work which makes people not die. Thus, due to Corona, he can't actually come round and do the show with me. But we hope that later on we can manage to get him in via Zoom and talk about his new projects and maybe some projects he's doing for Burgschneider. Joining me today, my name is Leslie Lewandowski, is William Milner, which may or may not be his real name. Milner.
It's obviously not my real name, yes, but Milner's fine.
Okay, a lot of mystery. I'm glad you managed to jump in for Niklas today. I'm glad that you can help me do it all in English, because my English not so good. Yeah, as last time, as we did last time with LARP-Crafts, we want to talk about some of the stuff that we've been doing lately and how we did it, because we don't believe it's that hard.
Yep, obviously. Leslie, I thought you bring 2 helmets, a few shoulder pads, some leather stuff. I bought chainmail stuff, clothing, and in the back is one of my armor pieces. And yeah, let's start. Whatever you want.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, as you've probably viewed a bunch of these streams, you probably know who Milner is. Milner is the VB of the Undead Flesh. He's played a bunch of different undead roles. Maybe later on you'll tell us something about how to weather an undead, because as we talked about last time we were on, weathering is very important in making a costume pretty. But yeah, okay, Milner, thanks. I'm gonna try and talk about some of the stuff that we've brought along. Let's start with your chainmail queth, I believe it's pronounced. Milner,
yeah.
Did you buy it this way? What happened? What is this? Explain yourself.
Yeah, the first it was a Kettenhauer. What is Kettenhauer in English? I don't know.
Thomas, isn't it a queth?
Coif.
Coif.
Okay, so it's a additional piece is on top for your head. And the leather part isn't normally attached to it. So my target, my plan was to attach both stuff. So I had to only attach one big heavy chainmail and leather piece on my armor. So I'm more ready to splash into them. I cut off, or I unattached some of this chainmail
Okay,
rings.
so you took off the hood.
Yeah, I took off the hood. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So we have only the part from my neck to
Aventail.
over the shoulders. The what?
Yeah, Aventail.
The Aventail.
Yeah. That's the name for it. That's the coif. Full part is the coif.
Yeah.
This is just the Aventail.
Ah, okay, Aventail. New word learned. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we're struggling to do this in English, so please have patience. We will get there.
Or mantle. It also could be called a mantle.
A mantle. What is the Bishop Coifs? Is it the same or not?
Kind of. It's similar, but a little different.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we attached. I attached the chain part on my leather piece, and for that I used a lot of rings. It wasn't long enough, so I had to attach some more in the length and some more in the wide.
These seem slightly thinner, different material. Where did you get these from?
I'm not really sure. I'm yeah, I think it's old messing stylish material, but I'm really sure it's from Dein-LARP-Shop. But in Dein-LARP-Shop imported it from America, from this chainmail dude, and can't remember the name. Yeah, these rings are way smaller than the others, but it's one that could fit mostly. So I made many of these triangles around it, and at one point I had to edit more of the black ones because the width and the length wasn't correct. It doesn't felt that perfectly. Yeah.
And how do you do this? I mean, I've tried doing chainmail before too, and it's really hard work.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you can walk us through the process of linking these little pieces together.
Yeah. Normally you have a ring. It's not very closed, but it's slightly open. You bend it slightly to the side, so it's so it's open, and you can attach another ring in it. And typically I don't do the opening and attaching part at once, because I want the same same movement with my hands over hours. It's so I made a few hundreds in a row, not on a single day. Yeah, sure, because otherwise I would break my hands or my arms. And after that, I would attach some rings, the 4 in 1, to get this chainmail.
The look. I don't know the look. Yeah.
Yeah. And after a while, you have triangles.
Well, that's actually a good point, because what Milner is saying, I try to do a lot with very long steps in my crafting. If you have to do the same thing over and over, it's best to do it in one go, streamline the process. So in his case, it was bending open chainmail rings all at once, and then closing them all together all at once. That definitely makes it easy, and allows you to watch Netflix or listen to an audiobook without concentrating too much. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because your hands are always doing the same job, and you could do that without using your whole brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to open all rings. It's okay to close half of them, because every second row you can just throw a ring into it if it's even closed. And the next row is an open row again, and yeah, it's slightly faster, so you don't have to bend so many rings.
Yeah. Okay. So last time we spoke about if you're interested in techniques such as this, throw it in the chat, and we'll try to do 1-minute videos. They may be 1 minute and 5 seconds, we can't promise, but we're going to try and keep some very short videos for you that we'll do with Tom. But yeah, if this is something that interests you, linking chainmail, maybe we can get Milner in again to do that with us.
Yeah, sure, why not? I have many rings at home.
Yeah, and just a warning, a word to the wise, this is definitely work which will kill your soul. I tried, I hated it, I won't ever do it again, and I have a high respect for anyone who does it. It's the most difficult work there is.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
I remember our buddy Peter, he made one 8-in-1 rings, Kingsmail.
Yeah.
That stuff is so heavy, you don't even want to wear it after you finish making it.
Yeah, but it looks very, very nice.
Oh, it's
very
really
thick
pretty
material. It's unbreakable. It's beautiful.
8-in-2.
Huh? Oh, it's 8-in-2.
He says 8-in-2.
8-in-2.
Oh,
okay.
Cassius69 is in the chat. Nice. Hi. Okay, what else did you do to this? So you also added some padding, which is always clever.
Yeah.
Because I mean, chainmail is like wearing sandpaper pretty much if you've got nothing underneath it. I like how thick this is, and you've managed to fasten it. What else have you done to this? Because I really like the work you've put in.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I made many holes to attach the new rings, and I hope you can see this, guys. I attach in this way 3 rings, and the other 3, and this one 4. Yeah, so it goes 1 round, and it didn't fall off. But if you play an NPC and player, whatever, who falls down on the ground in the fight, you have to attach additional ones on the side, so the complete chain wouldn't slap in your face or on your head. So it's more comfortable to die.
I mean, I really like the creative way you fastened it with the rings here. I would have, you see how you have this piece of leather here? I would have gone through the leather with a really, really thick stitch to connect the rings to the leather, and then, you know, have the stitch itself have its own look. But the way you've done it is a lot more neat. So I'm learning on the job here again. Yeah, great idea. I never thought of that, putting a chain ring through the padding to fasten the quiff.
Yeah, last time I used some chainmail stuff on my gamazon, but it fell off after a while because the chains are rubbing through the material, and after a while I lost a half arm. It wasn't that good. So yeah, the chainmail stuff is less flexible, but more strong, harder.
Yeah,
rusty.
So I would say what went into this is a lot of modding. You seem to have gotten the coif itself.
Yeah.
You added some gold tassets, a bauble, Adelskette, a knight's chain, and a leather border. All in all, how much work went into this? How much time?
I'm not sure. Something about 30 hours or something. Not sure. Maybe more. Maybe 40. I don't know. Can't tell you anymore.
Okay, 30-40 hours. What if we take these out? How much time is it minus the tassets?
5 to 10, maybe.
There you go. That goes to show how hard this bit is.
Yeah.
But generally, modding one of these chainmail coifs is doesn't take too long. Adding a leather border really goes to make it look a lot more as if it were your own, and just gives it that personal touch. All right. Any last words on the piece?
I'm not sure. No, not really. I just attached the knight's mail on the side again because it just flew off sometimes. Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
It won't fall off, even
Right.
if you die on the ground in mud.
Something you really have to take care of when you craft things is also that you don't injure yourself or other people. So
Yeah,
I definitely appreciate that Milner has secured his mail from bashing him in the face when he dies for the 100th time for the player's pleasure. Good on you. That's, I guess, why you still have that beautiful smile. So many teeth left.
2. Yeah, okay. Good. So, should we switch to your new helmet?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
Yeah, please.
Grill me, Milner.
That's the first time I saw this full helmet today. The last one I saw, the last pictures you sent us a few days ago, and many pictures in the making of. So,
Tom, can we maybe have the making of pictures as well? Because then we can walk the audience through how you can easily paint a helmet.
yeah.
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So the first part is it was a silver helmet with some oil attached, and you have to scrub the oil off or clean the helmet.
Yes.
So okay.
So the helmet was, as you can see at home on the pictures, it's a simple Zeughaus Schaller or Salé. Costs about 120 euros. I bought it used. Milner was saying you have to scrub off the oil, which you do with a solvent. Best to wear gloves and a mask because solvents will make you high. No, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, you can see the Salé from the side. Milner, save me.
Yeah, it looks pretty clean. Yeah. What should I say? It's not clean. No fingerprints on it, no oil. Yeah. After that, you used some tape to mask some parts off.
Exactly. What you can see here is masking. I masked the top of the helmet, the spine, I'm going to call it, of the helmet, and some pieces on the visor, and 2 pieces on the back of the helmet, the neck plates. I also spray painted a bevor in German. It's funny. Tom talks a lot about the difference between German and English. In German, we call this a beard, a steel beard.
Yeah.
And in English, you would call this, as I believe, a bevor. These 2 things go together as an armor set, and they will be both painted and done soonish. So yeah, as you can see, after you degrease the armor, you give it a little sanding with some sandpaper. You mask it so that you don't spray the rest of the piece, and then you give it a coat of white because you want your colors to really shine through later, and white does a good job of that.
Yeah.
€6, I would say, from your regular DIY store. Yep. Let's switch through. Milner, commence with the grilling.
Okay, so after the full helmet is on the side completely white, you drew a sun, another sun, and a moon. Why the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that's the end 5?
What I did here to show you at home is, it's heavy. I took a Games Workshop fresco and painted on the moment Sigma's comet struck the old world. And I'm not 100% sure what the numbers mean, but they just add a certain visual to it instead of just having the comet. I'm not 100% sure. I'm uncomfortable that you asked me this question. And perhaps we can talk about something else.
Yeah, fine. I can't tell you the same story, but next time we just learn it, maybe.
Yeah, no.
The Warhammer universum is
we
very
hope
big.
That you know.
Sigma, yeah,
we hope that you know that the whole show is scripted. We're reading from the teleprompter right now.
Milner love. Correct. You do some different bluish colors on it.
Die Seite können die nicht sehen.
Yep. Okay, can we switch on the other camera? Yep.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay. So you drew some different bluish color scheme on it, and it's looked like marble, some kind of, I think, because marble is is a stone, a very unique stone, because no part looks the same like the other.
Okay, how you achieve this look that Milner is talking about, this broken look, it's not the same color, is you give it a ground coat. In this case, I used a dark blue paint over the white, which made the dark blue paint shine out more. Then I used a light blue paint to cover it even further. A simple yellow paint for all the yellow goldenish things you can see here. And what I then did was add a wash coat in blue over the whole helmet to give it this shiny look, which I then dabbed with a piece of toilet roll, which is very expensive, as you all know currently.
Yeah.
Worth its weight in gold, to give it that uneven look. Finally, I gave the yellow a brown wash coat, and the final accents, the blue that also break the dark blue and the light blue. The dark blue and the light blue was achieved by dabbing and rubbing away some of the wash so that the light blue would come out. These whitish lines are pretty much just randomly drawn dry brushed strokes of white acrylic paint. If you don't know what dry brushing is, you take a very sort of stiff brush, you take some color onto your paintbrush, you rub it out onto some toilet roll again. Bit difficult with white paint because white paint you don't see so much on white toilet roll. So, but still, generally you get the point. You rub out the paint so that there's barely any paint left on the brush, and then you quite aggressively try to paint with the brush to achieve this sort of dusty, foggy sort of paint job.
Yeah.
Word Bloom asks, will there be any tutorials about this technique in the future?
If you want tutorials on this, just mention it in the chat, which you kind of already have, and we'll try to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Anything you're interested in, we'll try to make short videos of. They won't be spectacular. Oh yeah, of course we'll try to add the one or the other explosion, but generally they'll be short and to the point so that you know how we did what.
Okay, nice. Okay, and on the other side we see a dark, more dark bluish background, but many stars. Why these stars, these squares?
So my co-host Niklas he's a big historical fan. He gets a lot of his inspiration from history, and there are some finds from 1500s where there were armors that were painted. If you go on Pinterest and you check for black salets, you'll find the one or the other painted armor. They used to use oil paints, and one of the finds has black stars on red, and I sort of really liked it. It was very it was drawn very pretty badly, and I'm good at drawing badly too. So what I decided was to just go for it and just paint these stars on. And as you can probably see on the helmet, none of them look the same. It's not geometrical. The lines don't seem to make sense. But I'm okay with that. And it just goes to show you don't need to prepare your piece completely, you know, all the way through. You don't have to be forensic about it. You can also just go ahead and start, and it will probably look okay at the end of it. So don't worry too much. If you have an idea, just go for it. You can of course plan it like Milner would or Tom would when they craft, but it's also legitimate to just go ahead and try. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, easy. You can easily repaint it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like scrubbing off the paint and repaint it and mask it. Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, but it would work out. It's a nice full helmet design, and I like it.
One other thing that I want to say, I got one tip for this helmet from a very great Facebook group called LARP-Bastler, or in English that would be LARP Crafters. It's a fantastic group, it's non-commercial. They promote techniques, they show off community pieces, and a friend of mine, Leo, she commented on the successes she achieved in painting shields by using acrylic markers. I subsequently bought some acrylic markers, and I did all the black edges around the helmet, around all the details with a marker. You get very fine lines. I can definitely definitely recommend these markers. They're fantastic. Also, if you are ever painting anything, again, I never studied this. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but to make your colors pop, give them a black outline. It always makes everything look better. If anyone knows better in the chat, just comment. I'm willing to learn. But for me, outlining stuff in black has always made all my colors pop that much more.
Yeah, okay, I see. Another technique could be to layer some more of the yellow parts in the higher, lighter or darker yellow tone.
Yeah.
and gives him some more deep depth, but it's okay. It looks used. It's unique, and I think it would really fit to your character.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
I think it would be a bad idea to go to break. Come back in after that.
All right, we'll go for a little break, and then we have another piece of Milner's that we can talk about, and another one of mine, how we did it, how we got there.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, we'll get around to getting Niklas in here. See you after the break. Hi, and welcome back to SKALD Crafts with William Milner.
And Lasse.
Nice, that didn't seem staged. What we would like to mention at this point is if you want to support us here at SKALD TV and you have Amazon Prime, you can go on your Amazon Prime account and you can select Twitch Prime and give a Twitch Prime subscription once a month to either us or any other Twitcher. It's free of charge for you as an Amazon Prime user, but the Twitcher you choose to support will gain a little bit of money, and it definitely helps with our numbers game as well. So if you have 5 minutes of time and you have an Amazon Prime account, please help us out. Shall we continue?
There are two parts on your helmet who are also very interesting. Very fast.
Okay, I thought we were done with the helmet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, sure. Always done with the helmet. No. The front piece and the back piece look like the same old aged stonish material. Yeah, it's still white with more grayish, I think, or black black coat.
So anyone who wants to recreate this weathered back piece or front piece, all I did was I had spray painted it white. I had then added a coat of generic beige paint, and then I dabbed it with watered down brown paint. I dabbed it with toilet paper to give it that irregular look. And then to make everything pop a little bit more, I gave it a very fine black outlining that you can also see down here, all the way around here. Really makes the metal pop out that extra bit more. Gives it contrast to the blue. It looks nice, I like it, and to be honest, it's the easiest thing in the world. Really only takes half an hour to reproduce this. If people have more questions on that, pop it in the chat, and we'll try to make a short, quick cut video on it.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, should we jump to your shoulder parts or another salad?
I would like to talk about your
stuff.
Your painting, because Milner actually is a painter himself.
I'm searching for the right piece. Yeah, it's in the folder front piece.
Alright.
This one, right?
Yeah. So, I dismantled a full Burgschneider rope, and
Can you say that again?
I dismantled a Burgschneider rope.
Okay.
That was it. Okay.
I'm just trying to make it awkward.
Okay. Okay. The main part is I wanted to make a coat of arms. So I have a shield, a helmet, a crown, another crown, and some side stuff, and yeah. So before I started, I chose the correct dimension for this whole piece, and made one on a Photoshop-like program, and yeah, just try to print it and cut it out and make the outlines on it, and yeah. So after a while of like, let's say 50 hours, there was suddenly a full coat of arms.
So this includes painting. It took you 15 hours designing and painting altogether?
Yeah.
That's pretty great. I mean, I love it.
50, not 15.
50?
50.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the detail, I'm sure, at home. Again, I can see, one thing I can see that we both did is you also use black to outline and make the colors come out a little bit. But what you also did, you can see it here, there's a different color grading. This is darker, this is lighter, and it really gives it more texture. I love that.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. That's was a plan. First of all, I drew the outlines. It was a gray color, a warm gray color. So it's a light red tone in it.
So you hand painted the outlines?
Everything.
Wow,
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you need a ground color, not the black one, nor even white on parts who shouldn't be that bright. So I painted everything in gray. Yeah, you see the picture, and
yeah, sorry for the iPad. This top-down camera is new to us.
Oh, okay, very good. So I drew the outlines. Yeah, later I drew some more grayer parts on it, like on the shield, on the main color. And by the way, if you want to get the gold part be golden, you don't have to use gold at first, because gold gets down in the fabrics and should more like silver come out. I had to learn this. So I have to paint it firstly in gray, after that in red or in golden, and yeah, so I made my own coat of arms, and after a while I attached the out parts on it, on the crown, the helmet, the crown for the helmet, and even more parts, and use the technique to layer colors. So at first it was only a red tone, then I got from that tone more okay, I added more white or gray to get a lighter gray, or black to get darker gray, and yeah, after a while, that's it.
And how did you, my question is, did you start off dark and then added some light paint, or did you do everything dark and then you just added the highlights later on?
Yeah, it was to choose the easy parts. I added the highlights later on. Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, anything to make your job easier is what you should be going with. I mean, why go the hard route if there's just an easy shortcut to this? It's a great piece, but you have another one on the back, right? Which is even more fantastic.
No, not sure if it's more fantastic, but it's a part that would tell the story of the character. So, 1 second, is it?
My God, I love the night sky that you painted there.
Yeah, thank you. So, I guess that's right. So kind of okay. On the back there's the story of the character. The character is the Baron Lord Kennedy of Galway, Lord of Carmel Castle. So that roundabout. And
please forgive Milner. He usually has 2 to 3 people to pronounce his title for him. They're currently not here.
I couldn't tell his name. Yeah. Who is this guy? I can't tell you. Okay. Okay. This is a Baron years ago, before he wasn't undead. So he's a very old Ancorian Baron, and had a castle with a nice road before it, and
it's a nice road. I love it. It's the best road.
It's even green.
Wow.
We didn't even know this color in standard. Yeah. I even had a horse. It's a white horse. No, the white knight on the white horse with a white cape. Wow. And yeah, then things turned badly around. He got an undead, and yeah, the castle broke down. The horse died. And that's the first part of the story. So on each time I'll play him, and there's a good big scene. Yeah, he was close to that, he could see, or it was some part of the story of this convention. I'll attach a new part of it.
I think maybe this is something that we can already see, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And we had a couple questions from the chat. One, what the hell is wrong with you? That was the first one. The second one was, is there a clear coat on top of the garment painting?
Oh no. Okay, as the first question is, yeah, I'm that guy. Obviously. Okay, the second one is no, it's only acrylics. You can't wash. Also, you can wash it, yeah, but I don't want to wash it. But it's you can scrub it off, but not wash it off. It's acrylics. It's now in the material. If you bend it, it will break, yeah, but at the back piece, so I'm fine with it.
I mean, I've seen this guy dancing around in this thing. It was raining 4 days straight. He was also sweating a little bit, a tiny little bit, and none of this has changed. It still looks pristine, looks fantastic. There is some wear and tear to it, of course. You know, you can see how the edges are frayed. You can see some brown that I guess you did with spray paint or watered down acrylics.
Can you pull it up a little bit this way? That's right. You guys don't have to look up, by the way. You can look up the camera and the monitor above your head.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I hope you guys could see it. Yeah, I used watered down acrylics with my airbrush.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm that lazy. So it's very, very simple. Even you can put it on with a brush, with a foam, and other stuff. I don't know. Yeah. The main thing is, if you want to look at used, more vintage, you have to use brighter colors, so more grayish brown one on black fabric. Oh my God. And because everything else you won't see. Yeah.
Okay.
Long story short.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about the wear and tear that you did around the seams and edges of your costume, because that's always very easy to do, and to a varying degree suits most characters. Maybe not the beautiful paladin, makes less sense, but if you're a warrior, if you're a person who's on the road, if you're a vagrant, you want to have some wear and tear. Milner, how did you go about putting some wear and tear into your costume?
Yeah, I'm really sure you should always do it. Use a knife, a steak knife, for example. That's sharp edges, and you can scrub material off.
You just literally just scrape at it.
Yeah, from your body away.
Not towards yourself.
Yeah, afterwards
like this.
Maybe you would die instantly. Yeah. Or
Instantly?
Get off at flames, I don't know.
Okay.
I've seen people. The other part is just cut parts away, like a triangle. Make holes in it. Don't attach everything to everything else. For example, I cut that part and zoom together.
Okay. All right.
So very simple. It's not that nice, but it holds and wouldn't fall off. And yeah, the cut is closed and looks reattached, repaired. Now it could tell a story.
Exactly. People at home may think, why would you cut a hole just to sew it closed again? But as you said, it tells a story.
Yeah.
You know, this guy doesn't wear his costume once a year. This is a 1,000-year-old undead character who's been at war all the time, so he has to mend his clothing. Yeah, no, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. For example, the ends is only the. Yeah, I cut off the diesen ungenähten Part, diesen.
The seam.
Yeah, the seam. Yeah, yeah. So it's the fabric. Yeah, it looks really hard used. Like it wasn't repaired all along. Yeah.
I like it. It gives it another layer, and it's interesting that you say you cut it off and then you steak knifed it, because last week with Niklas, the regular host of the show, we talked about another way of giving abrasion to your costume. We talked about banging the material between two very hard objects. That could be a steel girder and a hammer. But theoretically, it could also be you wearing glasses and just banging the material onto stone with a stone. That will make the fibers of your clothing burst, and you can brush it out by using a steel brush. And you'll also be able to create very natural looking holes. But as we said last week, or last time we streamed, a million ways will lead to a to a great workpiece, and yeah, you can use a steak knife, or you can use the stone method. Maybe you have another method, and you can write it in the chat. We're always learning over here.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe you can talk a bit more about this, because thinking about how it took you 50 hours to design and paint the last piece you spoke about.
Yeah.
Looking at this makes me think you sewed all of this. You embroidered every single bit of this. Is that true? Or did you simply just buy this?
I just bought it on the store. Yeah.
Where did you buy this? This is so cool.
Yeah, I really like it, because this fabric was originally for Vorhang. For the windows, a curtain.
For drapes.
Yeah.
Like a curtain.
A curtains.
That's
yeah.
a curtain board.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. I can't tell you why. Okay, but on my clothing it looks more better. I don't know why. In that, just remember, it has a red bright stripe over there, and then it's followed by another fabric piece. I can't tell you why should anyone put it on a curtain. That's hilarious.
It's really pretty, and it just goes to show again, which is what we're trying to tell you people. Abrasion looks fantastic. It really, think about this. This would usually hang in your granny's living room and would give you eye cancer, but here, this sort of seems epic.
Yeah, thank you.
So, always think about deteriorating your clothing. Try to implement some of that, because it will definitely make your costume look so much more alive and more believable. Again, you don't have to do it, of course. Some characters really don't need it. You know, the kings and paladins among you guys. But everyone else should think about putting a certain degree of abrasion to your costume. But we've been messaged by our director to go into a short break. I hope you guys will join us after the break, and see you then. Hello, welcome back to SKALD Crafts with William Milner.
And Lesser.
This time was way better than the first time. I mean, the first time was a disgrace. Thank you for hitting your cue. I'm kidding. We're joined here with Niklas Jekel, the original host, who sadly can't be here due to Corona. But thank God for technology. Hey Niklas, how you doing?
Hi! I'm
Hi,
doing
hi.
quite fine. How are you doing? I really enjoyed the stream so far.
Aw,
Yeah, great.
thanks. Well, we wish you were here, but I'm guessing you've been pretty busy with crafting anyway, despite the whole pandemic. Is this
Yeah.
true?
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of work to do last week, so I worked 12 days straight and got a few days off from Friday till tomorrow. And in these few days, I continued a few of my projects, finished some stuff, made a lot of progress with my Gambison project, especially. And yeah, this evening I would like to talk a bit about it.
Okay, so there's a Gamson project, but as far as I know, there may also be, may or may not be a crossbow project.
Yeah, first thing.
Oh yeah.
Crossbow.
I worked up. We could talk about the crossbow first if you like to.
Yeah, please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice stuff.
I bought an old Engelsschmiede or Leuengold was the shop called crossbow. It was like one of the first like crossovers from Engelsschmiede and what's the company called? IDV. It's called in Germany. It's a producer for crossbows and bolts, arrows, and all in all, shooting equipment for LARP. And
Yeah, shout out to IDV.
yeah, they make very good products. The arrows from them are awesome. And they produce the first line of really good crafted crossbows with mechanical locks, completely made out of steel, absolutely durable with fiberglass bows, with 25 pounds of draw weight, I think. And I got one of the first crossbows from their line, used from a friend of mine. I bought it very cheaply and it was used, and I thought, yeah, maybe I can improve on this. And I wanted to build my crossbow character for the UF anyway. So yeah, I decided to pimp this crossbow, and I decided to enlongen the shaft and put a little bit of I think it's oak wood that I used for the enlargement of the shaft of the crossbow, and I braced it with steel plates and pinned it with nails. So I crimped the edges and yeah, reinforced the area that I glued together with wood glue. The next thing that I did was add a stirrup in the front so that you can draw the crossbow while you are with one foot in the stirrup, which counteracts the force of the bow that wants to go downwards. So it's much easier to draw.
That's pretty cool. I really like the idea of that.
And yeah, what else did I do? I stained the whole crossbow in nut brown, I think the color was called. It's like a very dark brown. And yeah, now I've got a finished crossbow. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also made a leather cover for the bow. I think I sent you one picture of the leather cover for the bow arms. And on this picture you can see the leather cover that I have sewn over the bow, or the bow arms, reinforced it with leather cord on the attachment points, and I put some little puffy things on there. There are a few medieval or late medieval hunting crossbows that show these puffy little bits, these decorative elements.
In German we would say Bommel.
Bommel. And
A limb dingle dongle, Tom says these are called. I can't hear you through the headphones. I'm going with limb dingle dongle.
Limb dancer? Well.
I think they would look awesome if they get burned a little bit or drenched in colors, like especially muddy colors for the UF concept. And
Niklas,
yeah.
can I interrupt you over here?
Yeah, of course.
Because you've been telling us how you've been doing stuff, but it would be great if you could walk the audience through how you did certain things. Like, for instance, what do you have to do to dye wood, and what should you take care of while doing so?
There are different kinds of wood stains. There are alcohol-based stains or water-based stains. or even wax-based stains. So there are stains to color the wood on a wax basis, like it's like candle wax but much softer, with the color worked into it. So you like polish the stain on. With alcohol-based stains or water-based stains, it's much easier. You take like a normal paintbrush, put it into the stain and color the whole wooden area you want to paint with the stain. And then it takes a few layers to really develop into the wood. So the first layer stains it a little bit, the second layer a little bit more, and the third layer most of the time gets the job done. Then it takes up to 24 hours for the wood to soak the stain in fully, and then it's possible to sand the wood down again and to put a next layer of stain on there, so you get the really dark color. You can seal the whole thing with finishing wax or with clear coat that you can spray on there, like the one you did on your helmet. So you finish it with just a clear coat, and then the stain stays.
That's great. Quick other question though, because I made this error with leather because no one ever told me. But fair enough, I never ask. I just do stuff and then usually hurt myself badly. This is what this show is supposed to prevent, you guys at home hurting yourselves or doing irreparable damage to yourselves. Niklas, when I started with leather stain, I did not know that it would soak into my skin and make me look like, well, a cow. So with wood stain, do you have similar problems?
Same thing.
Okay, so what should you take care of while working with wood stain?
It depends on the solvent that the stain uses. Like with water-based stains, the only thing that you should worry about are your hands or your clothes. So wear clothes that can get dirty and wear gloves. Or for God's sake, wear gloves. Especially if you work with green stains or red stains, it will either make you look like a serial killer that has blood on his hands, like you slaughtered an alien. So please wear gloves when you work with stains in general. There are stains that have solvent in them, like the leather stain that we used a few weeks back. When you've got a stain with solvent in them, please go outside, make the whole thing in a well-ventilated area, that you don't damage your lungs, because you need these.
Yeah, it doesn't only damage your lungs, it also gets you really high. I mean, it hurts your brain. Cool. Yeah, okay. So we talked about your crossbow. Maybe we'll talk about something else. Niklas, what else have you got for us?
Yeah, finished the crossbow. Then I finished my quiver set for my crossbowman. I think I also sent you pictures of the quiver that I made. The quiver base that I used for this came with the crossbow. I bought it as a whole set with 14 bolts in there, and the leather quiver that was in the set was like very used and I wouldn't say cheaply produced, but it had less quality than a reinforced quiver, and it was made from 3mm black chrome tanned leather. So you could improve on this. So I did my specialty and bordered the edges with leather and mantled them with leather and sewed through it. I think I also sent you a picture of the finished product. So I made like a little lettuce wrap.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. I think that's the one.
Okay.
And I made a little wrap with leather strips over there to make it a bit more decorative. And in the end, it fits the whole 14 bolts, and also straps to my leg, so it won't wobble along when I'm running. And it has a little sling to put over your shoulder, so I carry this on my left side to reload my crossbow. And yeah, I think it turned out great.
It turned out fantastic. And the other side of the story is you were making that next to me the weekend when we did our last stream. It took you about 5 or 6 hours. We were watching Netflix. You were just sitting there with your hole punch, punching through some cheap leather on eBay, adding some very crude stitching, I mean, it's intended to be crude. I'm not talking down your craftsmanship. It didn't take you a lot of time. You modded something. You made it look very much your own, and yeah, it's fantastic. Just to show you guys at home, it really doesn't take that long to make something like that. Milner, on a scale from to okay, where is this piece? Okay.
That's more like a 9 of 10, I would say.
But I think these
It's
are
hot.
the steps, like first you buy, then you mod, and the last step you craft yourself. And for bringing you to the last step, modding is the way to go. So this is a great experience for you.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and the last project that I finished was the modding of my Gambazon, of my new arming doublet that I will wear on many occasions with many different characters. This was like, next to the crossbow, the most fun that I had with the project. Yeah, as you can see, I bought this, or I got this from Freihand. It's the doublet from Freihand. It's lightly padded. It's not that thickly padded than like the early medieval or high medieval period Gambazons. And it's very short in the length. And I'm a very short guy, and finding arming doublets that fit and are short and just cut around the waist is very difficult for me. So I really enjoyed it when I first put on the doublet from Freihand, and it fit amazingly. Just the arms were a little bit long, so I cut down the cuffs and mantled them with leather again, just to make it more comfortable around the wrists. And I think I also replaced the points on there, like the little threads in front where you can close the doublet with. And I added a few points, like on the shoulders and on the upper arms, to fit my arm harness and my shoulder plates. Yeah, just to wear it under the armor to fit everything on there. And I also made a few decorative pieces around the breast area and on the back.
Yeah, shout out to our friends in Hamburg. They make fantastic Gambazons. Also check out their Landsknecht line. What I find interesting, you were saying you want to use this Gambazon for a number of different characters. Maybe talk to us about that.
Yeah, I like to hold my my garbs or my equipment in a basic line. Like, you can take it for different characters and different settings. Because these are equipment pieces that, in my opinion, are valuable and might also be expensive if you buy them. So I want to get the most out of them and use them with different character concepts. So, for example, I will use this doublet for my Ataran character. I will use it for my UF character. I might also use it for my ZTL Red Way character. So I had to hold it in a way that won't interfere with the different character concepts. So, for example, I couldn't use any symbols on there that might interfere with the different factions. So if I would put an UF skull on there and I want to wear this as my Ataran character, it wouldn't work. So I had to make it that modular that I can take things off and on and use it in these different settings without it looking boring. And I think I achieved that.
Yeah, smart tactic.
So what else have you got planned for this Gambazon?
Yeah, the arms look a little bit naked in my opinion, so I have to put a few things on there. Maybe stripes. Friends of mine already said it might look like an Adidas tracks jacket when I'm finished putting stripes on there. But I think this might work out fine. I think on your Gambazon you've also got running stripes down the arms.
Goldnick style.
Style, yeah. Squatting on the battlefield in full plate armor. I want pictures.
All the time.
Yeah, the arms. And I think a few decorative pieces like around the armpits would be nice, like a small border that runs around there. And I would also make a few brass fittings for the Gambazon, like just a few little decorative pieces like flowers or crosses or lilies around the collar would be nice. but I'm not really sure what I will use there. So
Well,
depends.
I'm pretty sure that the viewership will find out in 1 or 2 weeks when we do the next stream and you
yeah.
prepare the Gamson. I'm not trying to rush you or put you under any sort of pressure, but I'm trying to rush you and put you under a lot of pressure.
I feel you.
I'm glad that you feel threatened.
Yeah, but in 2 weeks I want to see the finished bevel. So pull yourself together.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Oh,
Shots
competition,
fired.
Nice.
You're getting a lot of fan mail in the chat. I hope you're checking that, Niklas.
Yeah.
What else we would like to talk about is I asked my boss if this was okay to talk about. You saw a advert for our new Ranger kit come out. You, the viewership out there, which we're releasing very soon. We had a shoot to promote it a while back with our professional videographer Thomas. But that probably won't be the last garment we're bringing out because Niklas is working on one or the other prototype. Niklas, is there anything you can talk about?
I think I can talk about it because I made the pattern for it today. I'm very happy to say that I'm working on a prototype for a surcoat or like a coat of arms right now that may be modular or should be modular in the way that you can attach multiple colors on there and change the coat of arms depending on which colors you would like to have on which side. I'm a fan of modular costumes, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for me to develop something that's right up my alley and that I really fully support. And there are different types and styles of this coming out. I'm not really sure how I will make the attachment for them. Could be on points or Nesteln, as you would know them in German, or on buttons. I'm not really decided on that yet. I will maybe work out both versions and see what is most practical, because having pretty clothes is the one thing, having them practical is complete another. So I think in the end we should work out what works best, if putting them on fast, putting some distressing on them to know how they react to different conditions, and I'm really looking forward for this project.
Sweet. There'll be more on that soon. Exciting times.
Oh yeah.
Niklas, have you got another project, or is there anything you want to ask us?
I would like to ask Milner what he's planning on his Baron, if there's anything that he would like to improve on there. Or if there are any new projects. What about the talking head? I always wanted to know about the talking head.
Talk about the talking head.
Yeah, okay. Okay, the new project would be that I attach a new part on the back of the story. So, yeah, maybe you could have seen this golem guy with 3 or 4 hacks on the back. So I had to draw them, 4 hacks. Oh boy. And the talking head is the Baron had another head on the back, and I
Milner wears like a sort of mask on the back of his head.
Yeah. I don't have a second head or face on my head. Yeah, it's normally not there, not daily. So okay, the speaker is attached behind the back, and I could play any sounds on it. So I recorded some sounds of for myself, for this head, for this face. So this guy is blaming others that he couldn't see anything because he's looking behind me, or he's shouting at others, blaming the weather, and some kind of that. It's some trash talk, I know, but it's some kind of funny, I think. I hope. We'll see.
But it is also fucking hilarious. Yeah. But it's also very, very gruesome, because we keep saying the word UF. In the previous streams we've explained what this means. This means the undead flesh. It's a sort of very English, medieval-looking undead fantasy faction of knights and peasants. And Milner plays a higher role of the undead, a commanding officer. And one of the macabre things he's added to his character with effects. Effects are always a good way to enliven your representation of your character. He's put a face on the back of his head, and he has a box integrated into his costume, which occasionally will spit out sound bites. And in this case, I remember a bunch of really funny moments where Milner was reading speeches, and the back of his head would occasionally give comments. Random comments at that, but they usually would fit. And it would be disgusting and hilarious at the same time, and anyone who would laugh would get whacked. So it was fantastic, and it is fantastic on so many levels. This kind of macabre idea of integrating effects, I really love it.
Yeah, I'm really sure we can improve it from time to time, because some of our friends, and I'm sure if Peter told me, I'm not sure, it's the same voice that I use. Yeah, obviously. And maybe someone else could give me some samples of his voice, so I could integrate it to this special hat, and we have a different voice on the battlefield, not my voice again, you know.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah, I think introducing special effects into costume in general is a pretty great idea. Like, we've had this whole glowing LARP weapons thing a few years back, where more and more people tried to include glowing stuff, or like luminescent powder into their LARP paints, or even EL wire, like this luminescent electric wire that was put into a few weapons. That was a great move, or even implementing LEDs into costumes. That really set a mood, like for any Pestilence or Nurgle inspired costume, there's like a wimmering green light under there or something like that. I would really like to do this in one of my costumes someday.
Yeah, Niklas, I think for our Nurgle characters, maybe we should integrate some green strobe lights.
Oh yeah. With fog machines, please. Many fog machines.
Okay. Enough the jokes. Let's be serious. This is a very serious stream. Niklas, what else have you got for us?
There's this one, the few pictures of the circle that I made already. Maybe we could show these also, so that the people know in which direction this whole project might go. Yeah, right there. Already put on there. I'm not really sure about the fittings. Like, these use leather points and have short sleeves, so it would be the project that I'm working on is sleeveless. It should be as short as like it's shown there.
I think one of the main important points of this piece of the short surcoat that you're working on is the square tassets at the bottom.
Yeah.
I like that. We don't have anything in our line like that yet, and the modular Mi-Partie functionality that you're developing is also going to definitely give it more use. Two things I really love about this.
Yeah, and you could reuse the whole process on different costumes as well. Like, I've got also a cowl planned, or like the whole setting, this like a Google, as you would know them, would also be possible in the modular Mi-Partie way, that you've got a left side that's maybe red and a right side that is green. That would be possible. It would be possible with tunics, it would be possible with capes. I think this whole technique might be, I wouldn't say revolutionize the whole costuming affair, but I think it would make an impact in there, so I'm very excited to work on it.
Question from the chat: will it be wearable for women too, without looking like a sack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you heard it. Okay, Niklas.
Yeah, I think it's like sewing fitted garments is a whole different story. I'm not very used to sew women's pieces. I'm more specialized in men's pieces. I will do my best to find out how to do this. and maybe learn in the process. But I think this is a goal that many women would appreciate in our hobby, to finally have good fitting clothes that are not designed like potato sacks.
Talking about fitting clothes, actually, I kind of want to plug our current up-and-coming Ranger line, which is both male and female. We have specifically sewn trousers, vests, and tunics for men and women with our Ranger line, which you saw in some of the adverts probably. We're interested to see what the community reaction is to these up-and-coming products. Niklas, thanks for joining us. Tom, I think we're supposed to go into a break, or? Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys after the break. Niklas, thanks for joining us. You get 10 out of 10 hms or okays from Milner. This is something we're trying to definitely integrate, hms and okays as a scale of... Okay, see you guys after the break. Hi, and welcome back to SKALD Crafts. If you are a Amazon Prime user, damn it, the light just died again. If you have Amazon Prime, what you can do is subscribe to Twitch Prime, and you can subscribe to us for a month or any other Twitcher, and thereby donate us some monies. This will cost you nothing, but we will get rich. Anyway, that's the plan.
Not for Twitch.
Don't say that. Look, we have to stay positive. If you have Amazon Prime, please drop us a Twitch Prime subscription. It costs you nothing, and we get rich. That's the line we're going with.
Okay. Okay, master plan.
Niklas is still in the stream, which is great. He has some more time for us. I want to address one thing that you guys at home can't hear. We have a problem in the audio. You can't hear this. We can. Through our headphones, we can hear gunfire. Pretty much. It sounds like gunfire. It's it's like Apocalypse Now. So if I'm shouting, this is due to it feeling as if I were in a war zone while talking to Niklas. Niklas, you're still here. This is good.
Yeah.
Milner, take over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did we skip the part with the Apache?
With the Apache helicopter.
And
We'll
the
get to the
napalm.
Apache helicopter and the napalm later.
It's a separate.
We have a do-it-yourself segment at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. So, should we talk about how to form leather, or? Yeah. That's just.
We're trying to fix that light while we're at it. So just carry on. I'm just gonna
Okay.
try to fix that light.
So yeah, our overhead light has gone off. Overhead lights like to do that sometimes. But you can probably still see what's going on here on the table, the crafting table of Doomage. Thomas, can they see what's happening?
Or are they too dark?
It's a little dark. Can you just like unplug that and plug it back in?
Yeah.
Have we tried turning it off and on again? Ooh.
The formed leather
We'll
crosses.
see how long that lasts.
Ooh.
Okay. We'll see.
So yet again, what has happened here is that I have taken a page from Niklas' Book of Crafting, and I have cut out and sewn on a piece of leather. God damn it!
Let me choose another battery pack.
Add another battery just in case.
No, we'll see.
I have one other battery just in case.
When you run out of content, you fake having technical issues to fill the show.
I would have said the light is so overwhelmed of your skill in crafting,
one.
it just can't handle it.
In German, we would say that goes down like butter.
No.
I would like to establish the term goes down like warm leather fat, but okay.
Okay. Wish us luck, guys.
Nature's aphrodisiac, leather fat.
What?
What did I miss?
You guys weren't listening. Okay. So, I did a thing.
Yeah, obviously. So it's very thin leather, and it's soft leather, and you still manage to get a foam into it. So maybe it's a 3D stamp into it. So extra lines like a cross, and follows the form in the middle.
So what I did here, you're saying as if I stamped something, and I actually didn't emboss this, which is what we also do a lot in LARP, embossing, because it's so easy. This is a different form of working with leather, which is also really easy. It's leather forming. I'm not great at it, but to do something like this, you don't have to be great at it. What I did was I made the leather wet, and then I pinched it together from both sides, pushing from both sides like this, and then pinching while it's very, very wet, and then heating it up with a heat gun round about 200 degrees, not burning it for a long time, but just going over it a bunch of times so the leather dries. Do this for like 5 minutes, and then it starts to memorize the shape it's been bent into. That's why it looks a little bit like you have a certain 3D-ness to it. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, correct. Like building a hill, and so you can feel it, you can see it. It's very nice. But it's even if you use the heat gun, it's still soft. So
it's the reason why it's soft right now is because as many LARPers may have experienced, you always hear these LARPer horror stories. Oh no, my gear, it got moldy because it wasn't completely dry, or my leather became very dry and brittle because I didn't fat it. So because I spend a lot of my time working on crafting, I also try to keep my shit from deteriorating. Am I allowed to say shit? Fuck, I hope I am. But what I did here to make it soft was put leather fat on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the point. Repairing the leather again. So after you have used it.
Yeah. I mean, and it smells great. The whole office, by the way, smells like bees. Or beeswax. Maybe not like bees necessarily.
Yeah.
Someone once told me that this smell will attract bees while at cons, but in a way, I think that's just an effect. You can call yourself the king of bees.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I did another one of these. What I want to say about this quickly, while there's gunfire in the background, is so I didn't have enough leather. Tom, if we can have a picture of this. I didn't have enough leather to finish this cross. So what I thought was, you know what? Wouldn't it look great if one of the pieces of the cross was cut off and make it look intentional, like a battle wound? So I cut a little cut into the garment and then attacked it with a steak knife, as Milner would have.
Good choice.
And I just thought, I'm running out of leather, but it could still look okay. Niklas, let's get your opinion on all of this. Is this a or is it perhaps even an okay? Okay.
So that's amazing.
What I really love about this, not only didn't I have enough material, but cutting off this piece meant I had to do less work. I had to sew one thing less on.
Nice.
Because let's be honest, us LARPers, we don't like work. So whatever we can do to minimize the work, we'll make it, better, really, right?
Yeah.
I think this is all the crafting bits and bobs that we have lying around, but I don't know, maybe we can get some community questions. Which crafters would you like to have on? What do you want to hear about from us? What are some of the techniques you would like to learn from Niklas, Milner, or I? would you be interested in an 8-hour craftathon or something like that? Yeah, go into the comments. Meanwhile, we can talk about hats. Niklas, I'm sorry that we don't have a hat for you. If you were here, we would give you a hat. These are our wool Wolfram hats. They make you look extra derpy, which is something you want to be looking like in LARP. A dumb hat makes a good character.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What's one of the rules about these hats and these tassels? I think Karl Lagerfeld said something about them.
Don't go outside. No, wait, that was something different.
If you tie together your cap, you've lost control about your life.
Yeah, okay, that's tied together.
You're not allowed to do this.
It's too late. I'm doing it all alone. Yeah, that's some kind of cage. Wow. Splendid, wonderful.
Okay, no, these hats will also be available. They may not be part of the Ranger set, but they'll be available in olive green and in camel. This is the, I don't know why it's called camel.
It's camel brown.
It smells like a camel.
No. I smelled the camel one and it was awful.
Yeah, no, they smell okay. I mean, great. They smell fantastic. This is the best hat I've ever smelt.
It's wool. What should I say?
But they're comfortable. They're warm, and you can do a lot of great modding on them. Niklas, if you had one of these hats, if you were this lucky to own a hat like this, what would you do to it? Give us some pointers.
There are a few different things that I would do to it. There are a few different Landsknechts caps that have cutouts on them, where you lay a different color of fabric underneath and make a cutout like in a heart shape or in a star shape, where you can where the underneath fabric shows through.
So what you do is you sew on a fabric or underneath, and then
like I would I don't know if it is it lined? Is there a liner in there?
Wool and...
Well, it's the same color underneath.
Okay, but you could remove part of the liner and replace it with another color of fabric, like a contrasting color, like yellow, red would be great.
Okay.
And you make a cutout on the upper layer of the fabric.
Okay.
And sew together the upper layer and the liner so that it can't rub through or dislocate. Then you could also make decorative stitching around the edges. That would be possible. Also in a contrasting color. Oh.
Everything is nice and fine. We're not burning, and still kind of alive. Top secret.
Did someone in the chat just say you have a fire hazard behind you?
Oh yeah, nice. It's still warm.
I'm not burning. You're burning.
What
sorry.
Also possible would be leather patches on the greater areas, like on the ears. Where your ears would be, there could be a decorative leather patch, like with your group's sigil or with a banner logo, with something especially stupid, like an armed hedgehog or something. Decorative pieces that, start conversations. On your hats, in my opinion, you should always have pieces that are easily visible and that start conversations and make your character interesting.
Sweet. Maybe we'll work on some of these hats.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Along.
I would enjoy that. Don't touch me. I'm only kidding. I know this disturbs you. I only did this to annoy Milner. Heavy breathing intensifies.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice ideas. I really like it.
I also thought maybe... sorry, no, you wanted to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Niklas, great job.
One idea I would have had as well, just because cutting out is maybe a lot of work, but maybe we'll show people how to do that as well. But what is also kind of cool would be a whip stitch around the outsides, with very thick thread, wool thread, or saddler's thread, or just a you know, a very simple symmetrical stitch all around the outlines across here. I think that would also be very simple. Could be done in an hour. Would be a looker already. But yeah.
Saratio mentioned in the chat like colored beads on the straps. Like complete beadwork on the whole cap would be possible. Decorating the straps, a whole
stuff.
different color. Maybe also replacing them with leather would also be a probability, just to mix different materials.
Also, an idea for an undead cap. If this was, for instance, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Silent Hill is a part of the undead factions. They wear green, so this cap would be kind of perfect. You could weather it a little bit with some colors, maybe some bleach, then cut a hole in here, and then underneath the hole sew some chainmail. So you wouldn't be wearing a whole coif or queth, but it would look like, for the outside, it would look like there would be, you know, chainmail underneath, but you've only sewn in this much chainmail. And seeing as it's wool, it would probably be able to take the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be also the probability of using special effects, like when you play. We were with the Nurgle characters. When you play a character that is associated with the pestilence, you could also sew like flesh pieces under there that would shine through, or like pulled out hair or something that pulls through the cap. That would be a great horror effect, I would say.
Oh yeah, Peter had that with his helmet. That was disgusting.
Yeah, with the hair that came through, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
That was really disgusting, yeah.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
How to segue away from Harry Peter?
Oh, look there, a burning candle. Yeah, okay, nice. I really love the idea. So yeah, we should try things with it.
Yeah, look out for the Wolfram caps, available in olive and camel. They smell okay, don't forget. And I'm terrible today. I don't know what to say. What are you doing? Oh, you're smelling it. Yeah, it smells okay, right?
That's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it smell like fresh camel, or is it just like
Fresh washed camel, yeah.
it was fresh washed camel? Wow.
We're making it
camel.
worse. We're making it worse.
Yeah, I should buy a camel.
Yeah. Anyway, let's take these away. Otherwise, we'll make more worse jokes about them. What? No, quit it. How are we doing on time, Tom?
We're ready to roll. Get camel.
Camel stuff, okay.
Okay, so due to saying camel a lot, Tom has decided that it may be time to end this camel-heavy stream. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching LARP-Crafts. Milner, thanks for coming in for Niklas. Niklas, thanks for staying at home and saving lives.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Take care, you guys. See you next time.
Have a good night.
Bye.
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 Camel.